What's going on, everybody? We got an absolute banger for you today, so you definitely want to stay through the whole episode and don't miss anything. Get you something cold to drink and lock in and buckle up, buckle! For context, these videos are strictly for entertainment purposes only. Don't believe everything you hear or see on this video. For context, they are just theories, not facts. With that being said, slap that like and subscribe button and let's dive in.
This place is proof of the Nephilim giants mentioned in the Bible. The largest stones ever cut, moved, or lifted are found here in the Baalbek ruins of Lebanon, and legends have it this place was built by said giants right before the Great Flood. With massive individual stones weighing over 800 tons each, that is over 1,000,000 pounds. Some of the largest blocks here weigh over 3 million. I don't buy for a second that any of these guys can make one of these stones just budge, even if their life depended on it. Y'all, we can't even do that today. Just look at these modern day machines. Can't even lift up a fraction of these blocks. And Baalbek has the largest stones ever quarried in human history. Some of these stones are 65 feet long, 14 feet high, and 13 feet thick. But we're told the stones had to be excavated from a quarry half a mile away, moved uphill, and then lifted 30 plus feet off the ground. Of course, the pseudo-historians have their theories on how it was done. By laying them on logs and pulling rope, of course. Another theory is they used 800 oxes to pull them with even more rope from the site. Alright, pack it up guys, that's all we need to see here. These stones are perfectly cut to such a precision that even a piece of paper can't slide in between them. That is a common trait across many megaliths. Now for some reason, the mainstream archaeologists give credit to the fake ass Romans, despite not only the fact that this site is 1,400 miles away from Rome, but even according to them, the Romans didn't have the technological or physical capabilities to create such a megalithic structure in the first place. The Romans didn't build shit here, it was found. Just as we've seen in other examples throughout the world, people find these sites from previous advanced civilizations and then build atop them. Even a child can see the contrast from not only how large the blocks are at the foundation, but how much older they are in comparison to these small little ghetto blocks up top. You got humans, giants, and then you do a little bit of research and you find out about the Smithsonian cover-up of giant skeletal remains being dug up all throughout the early 1900s. Thousands of accounts of articles in newspapers reporting giants being found all throughout North America alone, only for it all to be explained away as some elaborate hoax afterwards. Right. You know, giants were once common knowledge. Mark Twain is actually quoted after visiting Baalbek saying, "A race of gods or giants must have inhabited Baalbek. It would be impossible for men of today to build something like this." Now, it's not just the size of the stones. There were originally over 200 of these red granite columns that were originally sourced from a quarry in Egypt, meaning they weren't only just transported across the Nile and moved over 900 miles, but they had to be carried up and over the Lebanon mountains. The Lebanon mountains are over 8,200 feet in elevation, with peaks over at 10,000 feet. Few people realize that these 200 multi-ton columns had to be carried over this mountain. Oddly enough, there's also over 100 mentions of Lebanon within the Bible. Some ancient historians claiming that this place was actually built by Cain, the son of Adam, with the help of the giants. There's also legends that it was the notorious Nimrod who was responsible for commanding the giants to build this temple. And yes, that is Nimrod holding a lion like a house cat. No big deal. The existence of giants have been suppressed only within the past 2 centuries. Dinosaurs are a psyop. They never existed. All those dinosaur bones are giants and dragons. They made dinosaurs up to push evolution, to hide our past, to give you a materialistic worldview, to hide spiritual realities, and most importantly, not let you realize that all of these ancient cultures were right. Whether it was the Egyptians, the Native Americans, Mayans, Aztecs, every single culture recorded giants and these god-king dynasties that ruled over humanity before a great cataclysm wiped them out. It was only up until the 1800s when we started getting ingrained with the pseudoscience of dinosaurs, evolution theory, Big Bang nihilism, that the real history suddenly became a myth. If you do enough research about our past, you'll realize nothing is as it seems.
How hilarious is this? All 3 of them are trying to move this giant block. This might be generated, but it could give you a glimpse in how we can actually struggle to move those giant blocks with modern day equipment. You know, it's just it makes you wonder how they were able to do it back in the day if we're struggling with modern equipment to move it like this.
Filfla Island, conventional versus crackpot explanation. Conventional, a small island off the coast of Malta in the Mediterranean Sea that was used as aerial bombing target practice by the US and British during and after World War II. Crackpot explanation. Giants, or more specifically the remaining tree stump of a gargantuan tree that was chopped down by giants and has since become petrified over a long period of time, which essentially turns it into a rock. Part of the larger ancient giant trees theory, where it's said that trees up to 50 miles high covered the earth and were harvested by the giants told by every ancient culture's folklore, like Devil's Tower in Wyoming, Giant's Causeway in Ireland, Cerro in Venezuela, and Jugurtha Tableland in Tunisia, among many others. The nearby island country of Malta is also home to its own ancient megalithic temples like Hagar Kim, built with stones of such immense size that it's deemed impossible for regular humans to move and lift, or Gigantia, which literally translates to place of giants on Malta's island of Gozo, where local legend says this temple was built by a giantess named Sansuna, whose largest stone weighs 50 tons, equivalent to about 35 cars stacked on top of each other, estimated to have been built around 3600 BC, a whole 1,000 years before the first pyramids in Egypt were built, suggesting that a race of giants lived in Malta before a global cataclysm wiped them out. And in fact, the hypogeum of Halsaflieni, an underground necropolis on Malta dating back to about 4000 BC that was discovered by accident in 1902, contained over 7,000 skeletons of presumed giant bones, along with mysterious elongated skulls that were found by archaeologist Sir Temi Zamit, and were on public display in the Valletta Museum of Archaeology until 1985, when they were mysteriously removed without explanation. And yeah, Filfla Island was a tree these giants chopped down or something. Today, no one is allowed on it as it's a protected nature reserve and may also have some unexploded bombs laying around. Filfla Island, conventional versus crackpot explanation.
Yikes, it does look like a giant tree stump from right here. If you just look at it and you decide to say what it was. Tree stump! This giant 50-foot snake was photographed in the Congo in 1959. Have any of you guys seen the movie Anaconda with Ice Cube and J-Lo?
But it was in Africa, the Congo, that an undoubtedly monstrous specimen appeared to confront this Belgian helicopter pilot, Remy van Leerde, as he returned from a mission in 1959.
So as we had a camera on board, I decided to make several passes over the hole where the snake was in able to let the man take a picture of it. And I made certainly between 4 and 6 passes right over the hole where the snake was in. By then I was already flying for 25 years, so I have a very good experience of measuring things. And I would say the snake I saw there was close to 50 foot, close to 50 feet. I don't know, you say 50 foot or 50 feet, but very close to certainly. And it was moving inside the hole and looking very dark green, deep green, brown, with his belly white. Now when I came down on that snake in his hole, and I would say at about 25, 30 foot up, the snake raised up by about, I would say, 10 foot. And I could very clearly, closely see the head, which was looking, and I could not make a better comparison, with a very large horse, with big, very, very big jaws, looking triangular. And you're just standing up like that to me, and I'm convinced if I had been in its range, it would have struck at me, it would have been striking me. And yet, I would say it was certainly at least on the very 2 foot wide and 3 foot long. It could have easily eaten up a man.
Just imagine the helicopter whirling and the dude sitting on the edge trying to get a good photo, and the wind up force from the helicopter is making the anaconda, lose control, and it kind of like raises up, and it's like trying to get a good look, and that's when he saw them jaws, them horse-like jaws. Damn, you better not land too close because it's over. Oh man. legend says it's still out there wandering. I need one of these tools, man, because this exposes it. This is like, how much beams am I getting hit with today? Oh, only 20 decibels? I guess I'm all right here. You know what I'm saying? 20 VMs, voltage meter, RF, EMF level. I feel like I need to learn this. What is this sign? UW/M squared? You know? I feel like they should teach us to read one of these, don't you? I feel like this is the water starter kit. The broadband RF meter, the telescope, and a microscope. That's the Dark Waters 9 starter kit. Those three right there is a must.
You never know when you might need the darker sides of your character integrated within you in a manner that doesn't terrify you in order to take the next step forward. You know, if you're not a bit of a monster and you encounter a monster, you're going to lose. So you need to have some of the monster within you. That's what happens to Harry Potter, right? That's why he is able to attain ascendance over Voldemort. He has a piece of Voldemort's soul hidden inside him. You never know when you might need the...
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what I'm more mad at. Him trying to activate my Devil May Cry devil trigger, or this suit. He said, look, these people need to know that sometimes you just need to hawk up on somebody. Give me, babe, hand me the 2-piece with the maroon and dark blue. They need to know. I'm bad at that jacket. This is screaming Two-Face vibes from Batman. You know? Sometimes you just need to hawk up inside. This is another example why you want to leave the quiet ones alone, the people that stay to themselves. You really don't know what they battling inside.
This is for the people that will be thinking about something and not even say it, look at their phone, and what they were thinking about shows up on their phone. This is the patent for system and method for enhancing content using brain state data.
Guys, how many times have I brought this up to you? And my boy Jay has found it. Shout out to Jay Wilson. This is critical information, guys. I'm not going to hold you up.
The information over here says the current assignee is Interaxon Incorporated Worldwide Applications, and it is active, which means it's in use right now. How is this possible? Biosensors for brainwave data. Brainwaves.
You know how that dude does those food shorts and he'll take off his glasses and start throwing them? I would do that with my Dicinians right now, because this is exactly what I've been talking about. Guys, you guys already know.
Sensor. Abstract. A computer system or method may be provided for modulating content based on a person's brainwave data, including modifying presentation of digital content at least one computing device. The content may also be modulated based on a set of rules maintained by or accessible to the computer system. The content may also be modulated based on user input, including through receipt of a presentation control command that may be processed by the computer system of the present invention to modify presentation of content. Content may also be shared with associated brain state information. Classifications: detecting physical presence or behavior of the user. Example given: using sensors to detect if the user is leaving the room or changes his face expression during a TV program. Input-only peripherals, i.e. input devices connected to specially adapted client devices. Example given global positioning system biosensors. Example given heat sensor for presence detection. Electroencephalography sensors or any limb activity sensors worn by the user. Monitoring a patient using a global network. Example given telephone networks, internet. Evaluating the state of mind. Example given depression, anxiety. Electroencephalography, EEG, input arrangements based on nervous system activity detection. Example given brainwave, EEG detection, electromyograms, EMG detection, electrodermal response detection. ICT, specially adapted for the management or administration of healthcare resources or facilities. ICT, specially adapted for the management or operation of medical equipment or devices, for the operation of medical equipment or devices from remote operation. Synchronizing the
You want to talk about gang stalking? Gang stalkers are on a whole nother level now because they got access to your biofield, bucko.
of multiple content streams or additional data on devices. Example given synchronization of audio on a mobile phone with the video output on the TV screen. Like check it, just look at these. Monitoring of content usage. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. Go ahead and pause and read these if you like.
Displaying an avatar. What? An animated cartoon character? People talk about that digital ID. Could they just be trying to completely emulate us in a whole different digital dimension?
Cross-reference to related applications in the field of invention. The present invention relates to biosignal collection methods and systems that utilize biosignal data. This invention relates more particularly to visualization tools and methods. Background of the invention. Biosignals are signals that are generated by biological beings that can be measured and monitored. Electroencephalographs, galvanometers, and electrocardiographs are examples of devices that are used to measure and monitor biosignals generated by humans. The human brain generates biosignals such as electrical patterns which may be measured or monitored using an electroencephalogram, EEG. These electrical patterns or brainwaves are measured by devices such as EEG. Typically, an EEG will measure brainwaves in an analog form. Then, these brainwaves may be analyzed either in their original analog form or in a digital form after an analog to digital conversion. Measuring and analyzing biosignals such as brainwave patterns can have a variety of practical applications. For example, brain-computer interfaces have been developed that allows users to control devices and computers using brainwave signals.
Oh my God. Real quick, there could be someone out there that's like me and doesn't really understand what EEG means. Electroencephalogram. Electroencephalograph. Alright, electroencephalography, EEG, is a non-invasive, painless diagnostic test that records the brain electrical activity using sensors, electrodes onto the scalp to detect issues like, okay. But they are literally using leads when doing the graphy. You know what I'm saying? Like they're putting leads on someone's head to detect this. Like the same thing with the EKG when they're trying to measure the heart rhythms. So the theory goes, tinfoil hat time, that they don't need these leads now. Your body gives off a biofield and they're able to tap into this biofield and able to read the electroactivity going on in the biofield to be able to read these things. If you ever been scrolling on your phone and you just been thinking, oh man, I think I need a portable charger. You know what I'm saying? You just thinking about portable charger and bam, portable charger pops up on your timeline or just your ads for your phone because it's able to go into your brain's electrical activity and see that that's what you're thinking about. At least ask us if you're going to be all up in our biofield. Give us private protection of our own biofield, you know?
Various platforms exist for creating or capturing content and communicating this content either to the creator or the creator's audience. There's a need to improve the evocative nature or engaging nature of communication platforms and methods. This invention can determine your brain state in real time. And as this is happening, they can modify the content in real time. All of these things are in real time. If you want to pause, you can read that. Real-time advertising bidding is talking about rendering the content in real time. The audience watching the video may be also rendered around the video frame in real time. Crazy stuff. As you can see right here, it says the digital content presented may include live audio or video content. You can read all this. Pause. Use live brainwave algorithms. You can pause and read this. This is just crazy. Here is a good example. In a
It says live brainwave algorithms could get more nuanced details subconsciously while users are engaging with the content. Further, the temporal nature of real measure would allow the recommended engine to detect a user's response to a specific moment or specific sections of the content. Machine learning algorithms, which currently underlie most recommendation systems, may benefit from having recommended content also measured based on the output from the computer system. What computer system? Who's in control of this computer system? You mean the AI learning system of the present invention? In terms of brain state algorithms of the present invention, machine learning algorithms typically use a training paradigm. They are telling us these machines are learning, guys. Oh my God. Machine learning and paradigm does not belong in the same sentence. Let me say that one more time. Machine learning and paradigm does not belong in the same sentence. Let me read this one more time. Machine learning algorithms typically use a training paradigm. I need a vacation, y'all. These waters are never ending. Ugh. Thus, real-time and immediate feedback on the accuracy of the recommendation may be of benefit to improve of recommended engines in general, shown figure 13. I might need to look at this patent. The non-limiting implementation of the present invention, showing a client computing device in communication with a brainwave cloud platform of the present invention. So this information is in communication. The brainwave communication is going to a cloud platform. How many times have we heard that the AI is going to be in the cloud? You know what I'm saying? This is eye-opening.
Use live brainwave algorithms. You can pause and read this. This is just crazy. Here is a good example. In a non-limiting example, educational or learning content may be provided by the computer system of the present invention, where the presentation of the content is modified based on the level of concentration or focus or other brain state experienced by the user, determined as described. Similarly, in another example, a feed of web-based content, example given a live or pre-recorded feed, may be changed based on user's brain state. You can pause and read more if you would like.
It almost makes sense when certain agendas are being pushed now, Because it's like if you keep seeing a certain thing on the news, or if you keep seeing certain things people are talking about, it's almost like they understand your emotions and your feelings and your response. So they're going to continuously show that to you. You know what I'm saying? Because the machine understands your reaction to what you like. If your heart rate elevates or certain levels amplify when you're watching certain things, it's going to understand that.
Emo state editor, brain state, emo state. Like, just pause and like actually just click the link that I provide and check it out. Let's look at some of these cited by. Patent citations. As I scroll through, you can pause to read. We have universal integration and interaction of multiple technologies in the human signals method. Crazy. 391 cited by. Face recognition control and social networking. Like, yeah, you guys are gonna have to click it, look it up. Alright.
Someone said, stop wearing those earbuds. It is mapping your brain. Look into backscatter technology. Backscatter technology.
This is not crazy now, because there's articles coming out where they're saying that your Wi-Fi router can now act as a surveillance system in your home.
And that's backscatter technology. That's the really sophisticated stuff. That's the measurement of the wavelengths of the electrons that travel through your house.
So this is all. So the core of all this, and this is, I kind of want to keep the conversation here because it is esoteric, but it's also rooted in objective reality. This is not crazy now, because there's articles coming out where there's.
Literally in the Matrix. We got zeros and ones all around me. Get me out of here. This is getting crazy, y'all. This is getting real. You remember the Animatrix? If you haven't seen the Animatrix, I highly recommend that. You know, it's people trying to break out the Matrix, man. When people say breaking out the Matrix, do you really understand what that means? We are getting backscattered. We are getting backscattered. We're getting mapped out by these EEGs. Our biosensors is a open coloring book. Do you really understand what it means for us to be in these Matrix? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm even talking to the lurkers. You've never dropped a comment on this channel. Now might be the time to drop your thoughts and tell us what you think is really going on. No more backseat driving. It's time to participate on these waters. Hit that like and subscribe button while you're at it. It helps this content get out there and show it to more like-minded people. I'm talking to all the lurkers, all the backseat drivers. It's time to participate.
Every camera you walk past that is integrated with AI systems increasingly can decode mental states.
There's some really interesting research that we can plant false memories in the brain. People believing that they've been at Disney World with characters who are not Disney characters, taking photographs with those characters.
Those products are hitting the market this year. What they will be capable of doing is very high-level brain state reading. Things like, are you tired? Are you paying attention? Is your mind wandering? Are you happy or sad?
One of the emerging areas that's really interesting in law neuroscience is pain detection. And once we understand the circuitries that cause pain, I guess the question is, could we then instill pain and use that in many coercive measures in the legal system as well? We can pick up and decode faces that you're seeing in your mind. Simple shapes, numbers, your PIN number to your bank account.
Every camera you walk past that is integrated.
I almost want to go back and watch my episodes where we was diving deep into brainwave technology and nanobots, what the future of AI is going to be, it hits a little bit harder after looking at those patents. I'm not gonna lie.
Just because they're family doesn't mean you should give them any exception. If you have a brother who's evil, he's evil. You got an uncle who's evil, he's evil. You got a father who's evil, he's evil. I don't care if they have the same last name, they're evil. Just because they're family doesn't mean they're an exception to the rule. Just because they're family,
you shouldn't give up on them either. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's true, but you shouldn't give up on them. You know, they might not return your calls or, you know, not listen to you. You know, but love them from a distance. If you thought you weren't going to get another excellent... Man, I'm tired of this cord. Hold on a second. Whatever, I'll get it later. If you thought you weren't about to get another excellent specimen of the day today, think again, bucko! Hey, Joseph! Alright. Alright, y'all. What we got going on here, man? What an episode, man. This is late. This episode gonna be late, but at least I'm getting it out to y'all, man. We got a gorgeous pyromorphite. Look at, that's literally what it's called, guys. Pyromorphite. That might be the name. A naturally formed cup-shaped bead, a high-quality green, a high collectible piece from Gang X, Gang U, China. Yeah, it is extraordinary. You know, China, they be having some good jade, you know, over there. But this is a pyromorphite. I know what I'm gonna name this. If I had to name this specimen, I would call it Green Apple Pie Dunk. Yeah, you know, like chicken dunks. This is like a green apple pie dunk. You know what I'm saying? You dunk it in some frosting. There you have it. Green apple pie dunk. And I'll give this a 8.8. What would you name it? And drop the specimen name in the comments below. But that's all we got for today's video. If you made it this far, the code word for today is brainwaves. Go ahead and drop brainwaves in the comments below. When you do that, that lets me know you're a real one. You made it all the way through the video and you really rock with your boy. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for hanging with me. Be sure you hit that like and the subscribe button on your way out. Helps your boy out, helps the channel grow. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. This was the most mysterious TikToks on the internet today. See you later.